Finding out I had cancer was the worst possible experience. I was all by myself. The first thing on my mind wasn't my fear or figuring out how to treat it. It was my kids. We hadn't talked in what felt like forever. So I tried to get in touch, but the silence I got back. Man, nothing could have gotten me ready for that. It all started with a little cough. It wasn't a bad cough, you know? The kind that really shakes you up or makes people look at you funny when you're out. It was just this small reminder that maybe things weren't okay. Even if I seemed all right, I didn't pay much attention to it. After all, I'm not exactly young. Things start to wear down. I didn't believe it was a big deal. Then the cough got worse, like a sharp ache in my back. And then, one morning, I couldn't get out of bed without needing a lot of air. So I understood it. This wasn't just about getting old. It was something else completely. I went to a little walk-in clinic because I couldn't bring myself to go to the big hospital. That old building downtown still haunted me. It's where I lost my husband, Jack. Room 514, light blue walls. That smell everyone knows from cleaning fluid and bad coffee. The clinic felt smaller, cleaner, and quieter. It was still a place for bad news, but somehow it felt a little softer. But on that day, there was nothing soft about what I heard. The doctor seemed young, maybe not even 30, and had these eyes that saw right through you. I could tell that he hated what he had to do next. He said my name so carefully, like he was holding something really fragile. "Ms. Elkins," he started. "We looked at all the results. Now, there isn't an easy way to say what I got to say." I knew it then. The word was right around the corner. Cancer. Stage 4. It had spread, my bones, my spine. "It can't be cured," he added, being very aware of how I would take it. "But we can deal with it. We can talk about how to keep you happy, how to make it easy on you." I didn't hear the rest. All I could hear was this buzzing. I felt like I was floating, like I was looking at someone else sitting in that room, getting told they were going to die. But that someone else was me. I just nodded for the rest of the time. No questions. They handed me a boring tan folder with papers basically saying, "You don't have much longer." I went out to the lot where everyone parks, and that was that. I stood there for a good 15 minutes, breathing, counting things in my head, paying attention to the wind going through the trees and a baby crying far away. When you find out your body is failing you, you begin to pay attention to the little things, the colors of the leaves, the taste of the air. Even the ache in your knees is like something great. I didn't reach out to anyone. Not that day. Not the day after. I sat in my small apartment, gave food to my cat, and made tea I didn't drink. I just looked at the walls. I brought out old photo books, ones I hadn't touched in years. I touched the pages, trying to feel other times of my life. There was Camille, wearing her yellow Easter dress. Royce, in that very big suit from back when he went to prom. Jack, with that smile and his hands always covered in oil. He would always say he hated having his picture taken, but you could tell he was lying. And then there was me, younger, complete, always smiling. I didn't know that person anymore. And time wasn't the only thing that had taken its toll. It was loss. You see, Jack passed on 10 years before. His heart gave out. It all happened so fast. There was one moment where he was looking for the pepper, then the next he was on the floor. By the time help got there, he was already gone. My kids rushed home. Camille was the first, always trying to take care of everyone. Royce showed up later, mad, claiming traffic was to blame. But something broke then, something deep. They began to push each other over his smaller items, the car, the money from his life insurance, the house. When I told them there was enough, and I wouldn't let them tear things apart, they went against me. They pointed their fingers at me for picking favorites, to take money and hide it. They said I was faking. Camille called me names. Royce called me names. Then it was just quiet. years of it. I tried, I really did. Letters, messages, cards when their kids had birthdays. Nothing came in return. Then I gave up. It wasn't about love. But you can't keep giving when the other person doesn't take. So, I just moved forward. Until now. Now that I'm almost gone. All that mattered was that door. Even if no one opened it. I had to give it a shot. Calling seemed rough. I couldn't take hearing them sound cold, like, "What do you want from me?" So I wrote it down. I wrote the words by hand. I used the paper Jack got me for our 25th. Light blue. Nice and thick. A golden color along the sides. All these years I kept it set aside. It felt important. Camille, I don't know if you're going to look at this. Maybe you don't even think about me. But I got to tell you, I'm dying. The end stages of cancer. The people in white coats don't think I have much long than what it on my toes. I'm not trying to get in good grace with you. I don't need you to forgive me. I don't even need you to come to me. I'm just writing because I don't want to go before saying, I love you. That's it. Mama. I did the same for Royce, setting his name with the word son under it. Easy. No guilt trips. No begging. Just love. I closed the papers, touched them like I say a prayer. Then I took them to the mailbox myself. The person in charge smiled and said, "A really good day, right?" I nodded. I didn't feel like telling him that that walk could be among my last. The next few days felt slow with plenty of waiting. But not like I was nervous. It was more that I was at a bench, looked for a ride that I might not get. Every time my phone dinged, I started to go faster. And every time I walked to the mail, all I could do was hold myself. I cleaned that small apartment from top to bottom. I took all the old pictures and make them look shiny again. I began using the nice cups. Like magic, they might just show up. But they didn't. The first paper made it back. It was Camille's. Go away. The writing was the same, so was the address. But someone wrote hard on the cover, "Do not reach out." I sat back for a long time, holding it in my hands, over and over and over. Do not reach out. Like I was a bot trying to take their money, simply someone they didn't know, something that messed things up. I had a feeling Royce was going to be different. He always understood his feelings better. Another paper didn't come. No talk, just no words. That was worse than what I was living with. Because when your body fails, you can be mad at it. But when your kids do that, it just hurts. Just a hurt. And shame. You think about what family is, and it makes it harder. I thought I would start crying, but I didn't. Instead, I went to grab a ring and put it on. It didn't fit right anymore. Too loose because I had dropped weight. But I tossed it on anyway. It took me where things felt like the best they were, and I had to think about that. Most of all, I did it all over again. Not to them, to myself. I got this book with a spiral, nothing important. Every day I wrote down, I am still here. I got something I can give. Even if it's being thrown. When nighttime hit, I wrote down, if tomorrow never happens, let it be okay. It's not easy to stay okay when people close to you act like that. But I wasn't finished just yet. Not yet. Those faces just weren't going to come. Then I would go to them. What if the door shut? Things would just have to be that way. I shot the shot. I thought my hard times would be from the place I was in. I was wrong. The hardest part was there. Never was a shot to open that door. The next few days were very rough. The kind you feel when there's nothing to look up to, just those you need to stare them down. But I knew pushing wasn't going to get me far. So I grabbed a bag. Just with the small stuff. A set of clean things, tissues, and what the doctor pulled out. The one Jack gave to me a good while ago. I took what I could get and called someone to come drive me. The driver was really young. She just seemed to be stuck on that gum. No chat was started. What was I going to say? I just went away into the past, and that drive took me back in all the ways. Places changed and things grew. Time just stays. Things were almost done at Camille's. I got out and held myself to move. Her house was full of things. I went up and looked for the door. Then she was just there. Camille, with age. Hair back, just at home. She didn't smile, not move too much. She just kept her view on me. It felt like she might push me and shut the door. Instead, she said, "Mom." The word. Didn't hear it for what felt like a long time. Dropped my world. "Camille," I pushed out while I was having shakes. "Can we sit and talk?" She got back and said yes. "I'm gone for 5. I could almost taste what she used for cleaners. There was no happy taste. It all felt at the edge. Arms and eyes. "You have gotten my world," I had to say. She looked back and gave me a nod. "Yeah, I got it all." It's just you never replied back. There never was anything to say to start that change. She looked like she didn't say that name often. She was someone who just didn't cry at all. I wanted someone to look at me. Then she said what got to her. "You aren't with me anymore." I had to get deeper and pull that paper out from the man in white. I looked for her to give it a shot. What was to come was trouble. "You go away, you see. Then don't. You said I was you and run." I felt heavy and got in my core. "I wasn't you do that. You did that the day your love gone." "No," she pushed back. "You had no show. You helped them. I never had you, you see." It wasn't true. Yeah, it was the truth under the sun to me. It went quiet for way too long. Photos were long good and gone of that time. Wood was very shiny now. I'm not in this place to have shots to get at you. Just say all goodbyes. She had the look on her world back. Camille started to almost sweat. Something went down her neck. She had to ask. What has gone wrong bad with time to time? What do you do?" I did look back at her. I have a time length that they handed to me that doesn't fit a finger. She went with her to stay. Far, not getting near a world with me. The man had no chance to help that I knew of. Is it even time for this, you see? What has happened, and where we need to reach. Many suns, months in general. The floor she would get so close look at. Then her voice that I knew so much of. I have never had my heart. I stood up out of breath for what it was given. Understood to say, she walked me after that night back to the yard. That would give you what you want. That opens up what you want I have to do. When walking, I looked for her. "Camille, I have never stopped liking you." The door softly turned, and it was gone. There was no more world on that yard of land. Then I changed places quick and looked for to come. This was all just said what I need to here and there. Royce lived down those big roads. I had shot for a spot to see them all in one time and chance. There wasn't someone I could wait for. I looked to her the drive after that time. People had so much high grass where Royce would stay. The houses had no care look at them. I went up and just started to hit the boards. 1. Then with force again. Now I can see what comes and goes. Royce stared at me, then just started to laugh it all away. Bad notes and all. "Looks what just been to come here," he speaks. "Hi, Royce. Where must I to have to reach again? Nope. So why must I visit and just stare? I got shot to talk." He went out and closed the opening bit. "You shot yourself upright just before gone where there are troubles." There I was. He shot that he came back to see faces that be gone what it all. Nope. You do not have what you must for you to do. Stop. I got to say I say that now, where I am right, 'cause I don't need you for all. All I have been to just. His arm went up. That bit a piece of you, but I was still able. What you like came like you stolen your world from, all. It became longer that time. We both just could see the floor. Never been that heart before that been what it. but there has to be chance soon. Say that goodbye that will cause world, just, I see all of that. He was so to take me to you with those words. Backwards I have to move with my body, because the pain what he got in eyes wasn't all there was. All I have been to you, no one that what you saw had that change up to for 10 trips around the sun. What was around had that. I didn't know the way to fix that it. Still I have said for all. He gave look. Said I just wish to find safe haven and has to pull those doors out. Long was that run. Then that up on that run. Watch the world change to bright red. I shot that I had come by. I knocked. There in the face, and they just stood afar. You always pick bad runs. Now the rest is me. This is now me that is here. When that old had the big run, the one that stood at the out of the way, it had none. That those did have. Those just have come to look at the look. That one, not the one. She wasn't crushed. Free she became when she took the apartment out of there.